Now you see what my forearms look at the beginning of a 30-day challenge. And to see what happens, watch to the end and give it a like. From the first day, I decided not to push myself too hard and to gradually increase the intensity. I grabbed the hand gripper I had at home and worked out. I don't know how many kilograms of resistance it provides, but it's of moderate difficulty. I spent the second day the same way. On the third day, a package arrived, and inside were 2 grip trainers. You might ask, why do I need 2? Well, firstly, I couldn't find one that provided 100 kilograms of resistance. They only had ones for 60 kilograms. I thought I needed more because I'm a strong guy, although I'm not sure if it truly provides 100 kilograms, so if you know, please comment below. Secondly, having 2 trainers ensures that if one breaks or I lose it, I'll have a backup. I decided to take measurements. Specifically, I squeezed 100 kilograms at once. It was difficult with my right arm because I tried it without the camera, but it was easier with my left. Still challenging overall. At the end of the video, I'll show you how my strength has changed. The next day, I opted for a slightly higher difficulty level than average, so it wasn't easy for me, but also not too challenging. I continued in the same spirit the next day. Setting the minimum difficulty level, I trained paying attention to each finger individually. It was particularly challenging for the pinky finger. A strong grip is necessary for many people, not just athletes. For example, if you do weightlifting or bodybuilding, a good grip will help you lift heavier weights and improve your performance. If you enjoy rock climbing, strong hands and fingers will allow you to hold on the difficult routes. Moreover, in everyday life, a strong grip comes in handy when you need to carry heavy bags from the store. And for those who work with their hands, like builders or mechanics, a strong grip ensures efficiency and safety. So training your grip is beneficial for anyone who wants to be strong and confident. Well, I've decided to add a new exercise, hanging on a pull-up bar. Unfortunately, I couldn't measure the maximum hand time because the camera wasn't recording at that moment, even though I tried very hard and hung until my hands gave out. I'll try to do this next time. Meanwhile, I'll be using a hand gripper. The next day was busy. I started editing the video and continued doing that until the end of the day. During breaks, I used the hand gripper. That's how my day went. Starting the next day with using a hand gripper, I decided to repeat the maximum hand on a bar. It was the only bar I could find, since its diameter was quite large, handing on it turned out to be more difficult. And moreover, it was not the right size for my height. As a result, I had to put in extra effort to keep my feet from touching the ground. In the end, I managed to hand on it for 1 minute and 50 seconds, which is pretty good. We'll also compare this at the end of the video. See if I can hang longer or not. Watch until the end, because I'm going to make exercises harder and harder. I decided to train my forearms because I've always wanted to have a strong grip. It's a very useful skill. Additionally, I've always aimed to increase the size of my forearms. I found out there are many different variations of grips, which include wrist strength, holding strength, crushing strength, and pinch strength. As you can understand, one hand gripper won't be enough. This is great because the workouts will become more interesting and varied, and the video will be more engaging. Additionally, by using different grips, we target different muscle groups such as wrist flexors and extensors, hands, fingers, and so on. To avoid limiting myself to just 2 exercises, I took a backpack and put 2 kilograms dumbbells in it. After that, I started doing various exercises. Yes, 4 kilograms isn't much, but I need to learn to do them correctly first to see result. Although after doing many repetitions, my forearms feel like stone. Also throughout the day, I train with a hand gripper. The 10th day started with rain, so I won't be able to hang on a pull-up bar today. By the way, after yesterday's exercises with the backpack, my muscles were sore, so I decided to do a few sets. Throughout the day, I also used a hand gripper. The next day my muscles were still sore, so I decided to stick to just one exercise. Additionally, training my forearms will be beneficial for me as it will help strengthen my grip and increase muscle volume in this area. This will further prepare my hands for future workouts such as pull-ups or gym sessions. The following day, I was able to hang on the pull-up bar even though there was a light rain. I also trained with the backpack and used the hand gripper throughout the day. The next 2 days I focused more on training at home with a backpack and a hand gripper. I started not just squeezing the hand gripper but also holding it for a few seconds when releasing, which has a greater effect. On the 15th day I went out into nature, squeezed the hand gripper and hung on the pull-up bar. The weather was very pleasant. It is also important not to forget to warm up to avoid injuries. On the following day, I started again with hanging on the pull-up bar, even clumsily adjusted the camera. It ended up looking like I'm standing, but I'm actually hanging. Believe me. Then I moved on to training with a hand gripper. On the 17th day, I focused my training on exercises with the backpack. At first it seemed like the weight wasn't enough and it was time to increase it. But after a few repetitions, I realized it's still too early for that. And here comes a new stage. I realized it was time to add new exercises. Taking a wooden stick, since I couldn't find the string, I used the monitor wire. I attached the backpack with weights to it. The essence of this exercise was to wind the backpack onto the stick, slowly lifting it up and lowering it down. After completing several sets, I felt very tired because I didn't expect it to be so challenging. Not only my forearms but also my shoulders were strained. Then I moved on to exercises with a backpack and training with a hand gripper. The next day I made myself a milkshake and continued doing the same 3 exercises. The most difficult part is still the winding of the backpack onto the stick. And yes, I tried to train towards the end of the day, as my arms are very tired after such an activity. During the workouts I didn't pay special attention to my diet. I ate regular food like soups, porridge, vegetables and fruits. I also filmed a video where I ate eggs for 30 days, and the challenges overlapped a bit, so the protein might have influenced my muscle growth. On the 20th day I set a goal to complete all the exercises in one day. I started with hanging on a bar, but due to the heat and sweaty hands, I couldn't hold on for long. Returning home, I felt unwell and decided that today's workout was over. The next day, I managed to hang from the pull-up bar, use the hand exerciser, and eat some fruit. After that, I decided to add new weights to my workout. I took the 2 dumbbells I already had, put metal stands and a stone in my backpack, and started training. After a few sets, I realized the stone wasn't necessary. Then I winded the backpack around the stick and finished the workout by simulating a barbell, doing several more sets. The workout turned out to be very intense. The next day, I started with a workout on a wrist trainer. Then I moved on to training with a backpack, and since it was insanely hot at home, I went outside and continued exercising there. Today, on the 23rd day of my training, I started with exercises using a backpack. Then I drank a milkshake while simultaneously training my wrists. After that, I decided to add another exercise. For this, I needed tennis balls, which are great for working out the fingers. I thought it would be much easier, but since the balls are new and not yet broken in, they were quite hard to squeeze. The next day was intense. I hung on a pull-up bar, then used a hand gripper. After that, I trained with a backpack doing various exercises, and finished the session with tennis balls and a hand gripper. The remaining 6 days were uneventful, so I decided not to extend the video. I trained every day and now it's time to see how my forearms have changed. After a few days of rest I took stock. Squeezing the trainer with maximum resistance became easier. I did more than 20 repetitions with my right hand and slightly fewer with my left hand, but I couldn't break the record for hanging, most likely because I didn't dedicate enough time to it. The results of measuring my arm volume were a bit inaccurate because I used slightly different areas. Initially my right forearm was just under 30 cm and increased to 32 cm. My left forearm was 29 cm and increased to 31 cm, so the volume increased by approximately 2 cm. Visually my arms have become more defined, wins are noticeable and my grip strength has significantly improved. So check out my other videos and be sure to write in the comments which 30-day challenge you would like to see. Bye bye!